Hello everybody, welcome back to another Kerbal Space Program video. Today we have a very weird looking rocket on the bottom, but nevertheless we're gonna be going sending a base to Tylo today. That's the plan, guys. We're gonna be tackling Tylo. I guess that's what we'll call this series. This is a series, a two-part series, where we're going to be sending a base to Tylo, which is this first part, and then part number 2, we're actually going to be assembling the base. So the base does not come pre-assembled. We have to assemble it using cranes. So stay tuned for that. Part 1, though, is going to be just sending the base out to Tylo. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So as you can see, we have our rocket that is flying on up. We have those outer cores are feeding fuel into the center core, so when they detach, the center core will be all the way up, and then we are going to be detaching those side cores right about now, and well, that's not what I wanted to detach, was it? Yeah, the bottom engines just fell off. That I do not know why that happened. I thought that was one of the funniest thing that's happened. Like my engines just fell off. Like that happens all the time when you're flying rockets. The engines just decide to fall off sometimes. So we're gonna retry that. That was just funny. I thought I might want to leave that in. Yeah, basically what we're gonna be doing now is actually watching the real launch that worked. So I will actually explain on this one why we have those weird side pods that are lower. So I use those what the 5-meter adapter parts. It's the one that has, Saturn V uses with his engines. If I have all those 3 right next to each other, they'll be clipped into each other, and then when I detach the side pods or the side cores, they will just, like, everything will explode and it'll break. So I have to actually kind of lower them a little bit so that they're not getting in the way, and now they're not at all even in existence because we've attached them. So like I said, we have fuel feeding into the main, so the main was completely full when we detached, and this thing burns for just absolute ages. This thing is overbuilt, like most things that I build, because, if they're overbuilt, then you don't have to spend all this time messing around with stuff. It's just easier. So we're just going to be getting to a 100 by 100 kilometer orbit, and then we're going to be heading out to Tylo. Pretty straightforward mission today, just going to Tylo and landing the base on Tylo. First time going to Tylo, I believe, on the channel, so that'll be fun. While we get ourselves into orbit, I will start discussing how are we going to get there. So we have that bottom stage, which is gone, and now we have a second stage, and we've deployed the fairing as well. Second stage has 4 mainsail engines, and clearly not enough PWR, or I was a little over aggressive on my gravity turn because we started descending a little bit, so I'm like, oh, rip, pull up, we too low. So I pulled up, and then we just got back into a more normal ascent. We had a lot of Delta V to spare, so it's fine. And then the stage above that is our nuclear stage, which is going to be our interplanetary transfer stage. So we're going to use that to do our escape burn on Kerbal, capture burn at Tylo, really just those 2, and then correction burns. And then we have a 2-stage lander thing. It's not really a lander, it's a landing system. It's what we use to land with, basically. It is one stage is going to be 5 skipper engines, and then the second stage is going to be 5 Wolfhound engines, and we don't really even use all of it. I built in a little extra just in case we need to fly around if we're landing on some hilly spot or some weird crap's going on. Because if you don't know, Tylo is a very, very big boy, very big place, very, very cringy line. But yeah, so it's better to be safe than sorry, and we are in sandbox mode. Money is not a problem. I started a very successful YouTube channel. That's where all this money's coming from, obviously, with 100 at the time of recording, I think it's 164 subscribers. But either way, we're gonna start our burn, and you can see our base has been revealed like a long time ago, but you guys can see it. It's just all in a straight line. It will look less stupid when we assemble it. And I'm just going to deploy the solar panels, which you can't even see because they're on the dark side. Welcome to the dark. That's not even how that song goes. I don't know. I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. So okay, I'll talk about what's on screen. How about that? So what we're doing now is we're going to be doing a burn just to finish out 200 meters a second. We're technically going to be splitting the burn into two. I'm going to use the 200 meters a second to finish up our skipper, our mainsail stage, and then we'll use the nuclears to do the second burn. I think it's because of the way I have the root part set up. The delta V is just completely whack. Like staging, it says we don't have enough delta V calculate, it's all whack. So basically I have to just guess when to start the burn. All I have is really when my node is and when my, how much delta V my burn is going to be. So I just basically have to guess when to start burning. Take a few tries. I'm not going to show them all because that'd be very boring, but basically this is the one that worked. Yeah, I think it's because my root part is on the bottom stage, or the mainsail stage, I believe. It's one of the fuel tanks. It's really not what you should do. You should usually have your root part to be the thing you're going to control from, like a command pod or a cockpit or something. But the reason I had to do that is, I don't know why it did this, but whenever I had my root part as the cockpit, the thing would become like a noodle and it would just break itself apart and it wouldn't launch, basically. The Kraken would get it. So I had to set the root part to the fuel tank, and I don't know why, but you know, it's Kerbal. Nothing works. But this burn actually did work. And while we finish up that burn and do our correction burns, I do want to talk to you guys about a vote that we have going on today. If you watched all the recent videos, you might get very bored, but you would have heard this before, so I'll keep it brief. So basically, I'm going to be starting a new series in a little bit, and you guys have the option to vote on what series you would like to see. It's going to be a colonization series, so we're going to be building like space stations and bases and rovers and, you know, SSTOs, shuttles, not like space shuttles, but like transport shuttles and stuff. It'd be great. And then you guys just have to choose where we're going to be going and what the name of the series is going to be. So our four options are, number one, Kraken Kingdom, which is going to be on BOP, which you don't know what that is. It's a reference to the Easter egg. There's a Kraken on BOP. It's featuring one of my early videos, so if you're interested, check that out. Option number two is going to be Populate Pole. Pole is the outermost moon of Jewel. It's kind of like one of the least talked about planets, or celestial bodies, but that's number two. Option three is Val Village, which is on Val. And then option number four is Make Dres Great Again, because Dres, as we all know, has been taken over by the fake news, and there's not been enough good deals on. No one's been making good deals with the other planets, so we need to restore Dres to its former glory. So you guys can vote. I have a pinned comment in the bottom, in the comment section, so feel free to vote, and feel free to continue watching this video, because that was a bad segue. But so what we've done now is we're planning our burn, our correction burn. It's a little more expensive than it realistically should be. You could do gravity assists around Tylo 2 to slow down, but like I said, we have more delta V. Someone comment saying that I fly this inefficiently, and I do. I mean, what is life if not inefficient, right, guys? So right now we are staring at a screen while we wait for our burn. Okay, so just started the burn now. This is going to be our correction burn to get ourselves lined up with Tylo, basically, or just get ourselves to the orbit of that like green line, which it didn't show up, did it? So I have to. It wasn't perfect. So basically, what I have to do is just turn off all my engines, turn my thrust limiter all the way down, and then just slowly burn would be accurate. Slowly burn, and then we'll get it lined up. We want to get a periapt as low as possible. It also doesn't crash into the surface, because our periapt will descend a little bit while we do that burn. So just have to keep that in mind, so that we don't, crash and kill everyone. Spoiler alert. So now's the point where I just have to manually do the last bit of correction, because you can't really get that precise with the maneuver node. So I just have to adjust our inclination a little bit, and that's the wrong. I need to be pointing normal instead of anti-normal. And this thing takes forever to turn around. Like, this is 4 times speed and 4 times time warp. So it's a slow thing to turn around, because I don't have a lot of reaction wheels, which, probably should have put on, but too lazy. So just trying to get as close to equatorial as possible. I don't get perfectly, but I mean, the world's set up. I've just kind of shrugged a lot of things off. If you're trying to be efficient, again, I've said this before in other videos, not an efficiency tutorial. This is a stupidity tutorial. So if you're into that stuff, you're at the right place. Now, we're just going to get ourselves kind of circularized. Our planet maneuver node has our circular, that maneuver node says we're like gonna just not even get halfway through the burn, and the burn's like 2 minutes long or something. Like, no, we're longer than that. So I'm just getting a lot of nuclears turned on. Really don't need that many, but I wanted to be able to do my burns in one burn instead of like multiple. But because of all this nonsense glitchy crap, it happens. So we're just gonna finish our time warp. It was like 1.5 years of time warping. Kinda not fun, and it's pretty interesting, isn't it? That's what quick saves are for, right, guys? Yeah. So I talked about this in my ELU video that the trajectory, the orbital path will just change randomly. And in this case, I was too crazy with the time warp and I didn't notice, and boom, explosion. Bad. So basically what I did to change it is I just pointed radial out and I entered the SOI of Tylo, just so, you know, it's easier. So I don't have to kind of be messing around with stuff, and if I did it outside of SOI, it could have just changed again. So I just said it went a little more expensive delta V-wise, but this is how I'm going to be doing it. We're just going to be getting ready to do our orbital insertion burn into Tylo, and then we're just going to be landing, and we're going to call it a day, and then we can get ready for the cranes. So basically, yeah, get ready. I'll talk about the cranes a little bit. So my friend makes great cranes, so I thought I might want to feature one of his cranes in my video. So I'm like, let's do that. So like I said at the beginning of the video, part 2 of this 2-part series, which is called like Tackling Tylo or something, will be assembling the base with the cranes. And cranes are cool. I didn't think they were at first, but they are. And then I overshoot my burn and have to go around another time, but we don't have to talk about that. So look forward to that, guys, which will be tomorrow if you're watching at the time of release. Sorry this video is a little bit later than my normal videos. I have stuff I'm supposed to do that got in the way of me making the video. I didn't even do half the stuff. So I made the video poorly and I did the stuff poorly. If you do everything, I did everything bad. Bad person. That's advice. If you're starting a YouTube channel, make sure you do it bad. That's how you get views. That's my how to be a YouTuber in 2020 tutorial. What am I talking about? This is a Kerbal video, isn't it? So I'm just going to time warp around to where I'm pretty much entering the daylight side. I'm trying to find like a kind of a flat-ish area. Tylo's a pretty flat planet, or celestial body. Don't kill me, please. Or satellite, technically, or moon. So yeah, that's Tylo's story, and that's yeah, don't kill me. Anyway, yeah, my comment section is actually fairly nice. I'm very thank you guys for not being mean. I don't know. There's certain genres of like videos where comment sections are just like hostile, like news channels, very hostile, or like, you know, if like an Ace Family video, you'll see someone who says something mean and then you get like swarmed by a bunch of angry 5-year-olds. So that's kind of funny. But even like Flight Sim, people are a lot less nice in Flight Sim than they are in KSP. Like, well, most of my comments in Flight Sim, I didn't really get many comments, but I get way more comments per view on KSP. But Flight Sim videos, people are like, you have, you know, crash physics. You have crash turned off. It's like an arcade game, you're not a true Flight Sim. It's a Flight Sim. It's not a game. It's a game. It's a game. But I'm not going to talk about the. We're landing, aren't we, guys? So here we go. We're coming down now. This is so basically, I should probably talk to you guys about what my plan is to get this base, because if you didn't notice, it's standing straight up. It has no. How is it going to land? How's it going to tip over without just exploding? How's it going to set itself down? And then I just accidentally hit the wrong button there. So basically, what I have is 3 thud engines on the top module there. So basically, what the plan is you tip the base over after landing, and then you fire those thud engines to kind of arrest the descent, and then you have it kind of land like a plane, like the nose comes down. Kind of like that. It's a really stupid idea. There are much better ways to do it, but I just kind of rushed it, and it's kind of funny. It's a bit of a meme. You're going to see in a second how absolutely ridiculous it is. So here we go. Attempt number 1. This is what we do. We have to fire those engines, and yeah. quick saves. So we can try the landing again, because that's where my quick save was, and much nicer landing, to be honest. And then this is where I realized I might want to put a quick save after landing, just because I feel like this will take a few attempts. And take a few attempts it did, so this is kind of a montage of like, yeah. Blah. Well, that one was better. That one was less better. That one was a whole way less better, eh? Oh, boy. Blah. Oh, blah. Look, that one's really turning. Really turning. Oh, this one looks promising. Oh, would you look at that? I had no idea that one was going to be the one that worked. But yeah, it was a complete meme. But we're here, but yeah, we made it, didn't we? So you can attach that decoupler, and then, yeah, just attach the decoupler, and then we're going to be sat down on the ground, and that'll be the base completed, or the first video completed. So basically what I wanted to do here was, well, first look at the solar panels extended, or re-extended. I had to unextend them, because if you saw in one of the clips, the solar panel, it was going to be good landing, and then the solar panels didn't fell off, so I had to do that. What I wanted to do was detach all the modules, so it'd be easier to pick up with the crane, but I detached that one first, and that was where my control was, so then I couldn't detach any of the other ones. So that's going to be that, and that's going to be a shot of the video of the, well, now it's black. That's going to be a shot of the base, rather, but now it's black, which means we're at the end of the video. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Until next time, please rate or comment to the video, and once again, thank you for watching. Until next time, and bye.